Hello and welcome to another Royally Rich Lifestyle Show with me, Ian Pelham Turner.
And with me, Helena Chard.
As always, I would just like to thank Helena Chard from ALB UK TV for all his help and advice and support, and also Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck from USA Global TV and Radio. Let's roll the titles and let's get on with the show. Welcome back. So there's a lot of royal news around today, as you can imagine. Helena, over to you.
I love the way you throw it over to me. So I am going to start off with, Catherine, the Duchess of Kent, obviously the late Duchess of Kent. Now, yesterday was her funeral, and lots of royals turned out in attendance. Queen Camilla, unfortunately, was ill. She has acute, I don't know what she has, it's something quite painful, so she couldn't attend, which is a shame. But obviously King Charles was there, Prince and Princess of Wales, and the whole family. This was a day to remember, obviously, the late Duchess of Kent, the oldest member of the royal family. She was in fact 92, and the funeral was held at Westminster Cathedral, which is obviously very different because it was a historic moment in terms of it being a Catholic funeral, which is very, very different. So deep regrets, acute sinusitis Queen Camilla had, and the Prince and Princess of Wales, everyone paid warm tributes, everyone turned out in attendance, and there was a lovely requiem, and there was the Duke, obviously, and his 3 children there as well. The Pope read out a lovely read during the service, and I think it was really praising the Duchess for being such her dedication to official duties, but also just all the good that she did. She always helped people, helped vulnerable people for the whole of her life, so really did lead a life of service. She even worked at the Passage charity, which is where she volunteered there, and I know Prince William was involved with that, and the Princess Diana years ago. That's actually based next door to the cathedral. She used to actually clean and cook and various things, which was really, really great. Princess Anne was there with her husband, and even Prince Andrew with Sarah Ferguson. Sophie was there too, but her husband, in fact, is in Papua New Guinea working for and on behalf of King Charles, and Sophie will be joining him. They're going to Japan for 5 days shortly, and I don't think they're discussed enough. And this is to obviously reinforce the robust partnership between Britain and Japan. So we have some lovely photographs that are showing at the moment, and our great friend has captured those, and Fiza. Beautiful pictures, and it shows lots of very sad people, but quite animated faces as well. Beautiful pictures of Princess Catherine.
She's done so well, Anfisa Polikevich.
Really love, Anfisa Polikevich.
And we're very grateful to her because I know she was working late last night just to get them over to us today. So thank you, Anfisa.
Yeah, thank you so much, and obviously heartfelt condolences to the Duke of Kent and family. Well, what's the story of today, I hear you say? So it's to do with the release of the Epstein files, really, what it comes down to. So 4 men have been arrested. They projected photos and videos onto Windsor Castle. They did this, obviously, for Trump's arrival. And it's amazing how they managed to do it. I mean, they did a very good job of it, I have to say. Very clear pictures.
The writing
was amazing. But, you know, obviously security is incredibly fierce at this time, especially after the Charlie Kirk assassination, as you can imagine. So armed officers are patrolling Windsor, have been now for a while. The response unit, Scotland Yard specialists, I think it was Thames Valley Police that obviously arrested these chaps. They were thinking it was a publicity stunt, it was a video protest, but obviously it's very dangerous and not very well received. So what can we say about it? That's what happened. We were expecting something to happen, but not that. But it does make you think what could happen. It obviously wasn't picked up. Was it an inside job?
Well, when you think about it, I mean, there's been a circle of steel around Windsor Castle, I would imagine, all day and all night before even the Trumps arrive. So how on earth did they manage to set up something like that without anybody noticing it?
That's what I mean.
And then create such a shock for the police and for the palace officials as well, who must have been having kittens when they saw that happening on the Windsor Castle wall.
Do we think it's an inside job? It could be, because it just is amazing how it wasn't picked up. But anyway, so that's that. Obviously, hasn't affected Trump at all. The official state visit is here. Oh my goodness, we've been talking about this for so long now. Trump is absolutely honoured to be hosted at Windsor. He thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread. Obviously, the banquets and processions, it's all pomp and tiaras, but obviously there's a very serious basis to these tense times, I guess, in that the soft power that the royal family play is so crucial. In working, obviously with UK-US relations, staff have been working around the clock for weeks and weeks and weeks, months in fact, planning everything. I mean, it really is something that it's fastidious the way they have to plan it. It's like choreography, can't quite say that word. It's like a theatre production and it has to run like clockwork. So I find it incredibly amazing, and the funny thing is hearing Trump on TV, and he made a little bit of a blunder where he was saying, it's the first time that only he has been hosted at Windsor, and he's so honoured, and he was suggesting that the castle had just been chosen just for him, and he also called King Charles, Prince Charles in all of this, but was saying how great a friend, they're all have a great time together, the camaraderie, and I don't know, he's calling it a fest, whatever that means. I think he's treating it as a festival, it seems.
He's also, the thing that is surprising me or quite amusing me is the look on Milana's face all this time. I'm not sure whether she's enjoying this or whether she's been told to keep quiet or what it is. Because obviously, as we know, and I'm sure Helen knows as well, Charles and Melania have been pen pals for many, many years.
For years and years. And it's a meeting of minds you'd never believe it. It's quite a funny meeting of minds, isn't it? But great. So I love it.
Absolutely. So it's
good to know about
no
her
doubt
hobbies.
Behind closed doors.
Yeah. I mean, and also Melania, she really has turned heads. When she arrived and when they exited Air Force One, and she was looking absolutely beautiful, chic in this wonderful double-breasted Burberry Mac.
Well, obviously, I mean, this shows how good she is. I'm a great fan of Melania because I think quietly, unlike President Trump, quietly she does things that bring great value to America and to the presidency as well.
Absolutely, and she obviously knows it full well what her husband is like. So, and she had her hair done beautifully. So good for her. She looked completely, amazingly chic. And I know that when they came off of the plane, and Donald was saying they'd had such a great flight, and was talking about the relationship with the UK is so outstanding, and how he's such a fan of King Charles, who he thinks is very elegant, which is an unusual term that he used. But anyway, so all has gone off to a bang. Everything's gone apart from the...
Don't say that.
Okay, no,
that's tempting fate. Let's just say it's going well.
It's
Not a
going
bang.
very well. It's going very well. So the theatre has begun. So obviously the open carriage procession, the guards of honour from the Grenadiers and the Coldstreams. and the Scots, and I think there's going to be a fly past a bit later on with the red arrows. And I think it's so lovely to be greeted as well by the Prince and Princess of Wales, and also to remember as well the Princess of Wales not being well, but she's going to be meeting Melania. They're going to be spending time together. That's quite powerful.
Yeah.
So the future Queen of England, obviously, with the Second Lady, I think it's First Lady is pretty powerful.
And a fascinating factoid as well that there's a state dinner tonight.
There is.
In the Windsor Castle. And the table, we are told, is 150 feet long.
It's actually longer. It's about 164 feet.
Is it? Well, there you go.
It is, and it's in 68 sections. The longest table in Britain, and it takes days to actually put together because it's all in these separate sections, which is amazing.
So it just goes to show you how many people want to meet the president and want to be part of this spectacle. And I think, for me personally, whatever we think about President Trump, and there's two types of opinions on his presidency at the moment, but what he does, and this is the thing that I always try to say and remember, is that he represents America. And so that when Americans are seeing the pomp and ceremony right now, which we hope they enjoy just as much as we enjoy, the reality is that we are celebrating our union with America just as much as President Trump.
No, absolutely, and I know it's going to be absolutely spectacular. I mean, Windsor in St George's, it's apparently the best place to have a banquet. So you've got that long table, you've got the lovely flickering lights, you've got there's cannons and. Is loads of things all dotted around the place. And
apparently, I think you know as well, Helena, that there's going to be a very touching moment in St George's Chapel, because apparently Trump is going to lay a wreath to the late Queen Elizabeth as well, who he knew very, very well and admired totally, for her monarchy and for her reign.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's going to be special. And Princess Catherine obviously scheduled to be with Melania around Frogmore Gardens and in Windsor, where they'll be joined by the UK Scoutmaster, that's Dwayne Fields, and members of the Scouts Squirrels programme. And we know that's something that's close to Princess of Wales' heart. So, it's going to be a really lovely time had by all.
And I was watching as the ceremony was progressing today. And as soon as the mass bagpipes started up, I could see an extra step in Donald Trump's stance and behaviour. He's obviously, because of his heritage from Scotland as well, he's obviously got Scottish blood in him. And as soon, like myself, anytime you hear the bagpipes, because I'm half Scottish myself, any time you hear the bagpipes, it brings back memories of Scotland, and I'm sure it did for him as well.
Do you know, I love music, but I struggle with bagpipes for some reason.
I find it,
I love the look.
Yeah, I think the bagpipes, when you look at how bagpipes were used, especially during wars, where they led people into battle, the whole thing, it's a very emotive music, and they're going to have Beating of the Retreat tonight as well, which is even more emotive. That they part of Beating of the Retreat is playing is the last bugle call as well, which is the most saddest thing, and they normally do it at sunset. It's one of the saddest things that you could ever possibly imagine, but it's magical as well.
Oh, well, if it's magical, then I'll give it another go. But apparently the banquet is going to be absolutely magical as well. And we will keep watching and have more to report back on.
Absolutely. So watch this channel and watch this show, and we will be continuing more next week.
Absolutely.
So I think we're just going to take a short break now, and then we've got a whole series of wonderful news stories that we've been working on over the past few weeks to actually show you. Stay tuned.
And now we have a short piece. This is Miss World, Miss Thailand, where she's talking about her charity, and this is to promote breast cancer awareness. Obviously she has her section, which is Beauty with Purpose, and it's an interesting piece where she talks about her charity.
Thank you so much for the question. First of all, I'd like to say that me, myself, I have a background of working on my own project, charity, which is Opal for Her, just as mentioned before, which focuses on breast cancer, especially raising awareness and funds. I started in my country, Thailand, 3 years ago because when I was 16, I had a breast lump removal surgery, and for all these times that I worked on my project, I learned that 1 to 10 women that get breast screenings are mostly diagnosed with breast cancer. And I was fortunate because I was the 9th of the 10th. And that's why I started my project, because I see that when I started pageantry, I have a bigger voice, it's louder, I have a platform, and it is something that it's very important for me to realize the privilege and the resource that I have and use it for the better of this world. And that is how I'm going to do it, because I've been doing it for 3 years and I can see that it's really helping. When it comes to breast cancer, I realized that in a lot of households or women's life, not only in Thailand, I believe, it's something so far but so close for them, because they have this stigma or understanding that it would happen to someone else that's not me, it would never happen to me or my family. And that is one of the things that I've realized, and I think that what I do is really having an impact on it, because with the platform that I have a lot of younger generations, a lot of women following me. They watch what I do, they listen to what I say, they hear when I talk. So this is one of the things that I will continue doing, contributing to all these matters in this world, whether it's the healthcare for women, for children, for everyone, or whether it's the issues that needs to be tackled on in this world using my own voice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I'm pleased to announce we have Timothy John Baptiste. He is the founder of Time for World Peace. We have a lovely clip now that we're going to show, and just watch what he does at 4 o'clock, and it's something that he wants to spread around to everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from wherever you are around the world. I'm currently in Green Park. My name is Timothy John Baptiste, and I'm sat in Green Park, one of the most peaceful and tranquil places, parks within the heart of London. I run an organisation, a peace organisation called Time for World Peace. I've realised when you mention the word peace, a lot of people shut off, because it's sort of out of their reach, and you're in cuckoo land. And I've realised, well, if most people take the message of peace and they switch off when they talk about peace, how is anything going to happen? So the work that I do, I want to switch people on when it comes to peace. I use 4 steps using Time for World Peace. And the 4 steps are, the first one is, are you at peace with yourself, your state of mind, your well-being and who you are in this world? And the second question I ask, because we're going to branch out from one person out of 8 billion people in the world, let's focus on just one individual. So are you at peace with yourself? We branch out a step. Are you at peace with your family? Your family, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your in-laws, and your family network. Are you at peace with all of your family members? Let's take a step out again, and let's focus on where you live. And are you at peace with your neighbours? And then the 4th one, when you, from your home, you leave your home, you go out to your community, your world. Are you at peace on those 4 levels? Time for World Peace. And I don't know if you can hear in the background, my phone is actually alarming, and it's 4 o'clock. my phone is ringing, and it's 4 o'clock, it's just gone 4 o'clock. My phone is activated to come on at this time every day at 4 to remind me it's time for world peace. For me, it's a moment of reflection, and I ask myself the question, who can I make peace in my world? The person that comes to my mind, to me, if I can reach out to that person to resolve the issue, the conflict, or what's going on, that I'm not at peace with that person, if I now could ring that person, contact them, or create that platform now that we can resolve what's gone on in our past, and I can make peace with that person, if I can do that, their world would have become more peaceful because they've resolved the conflict with me. My world also becomes more peaceful because I'm at peace with them. And that transaction between two of us has now made the entire world just a slightly bit more peaceful. But if one person can do it, and 2 people can do it, and more of us come on board and we just reflect and make peace with others in our world, and each interaction gradually makes the world a more peaceful place. So, just to finish it off, I am here with Royally Rich Lifestyle Show, and I'm hoping to promote the message of peace once a month on the platform, where I'm able to reach out to people and help others to contribute and take action at peace the way I do. And if all else fails, I work with young people, and just to bring a smile to their face, I like to finish with a laugh and a smile. And I like to do an impersonation of a famous animal, and I'd like you all to guess. And the animal, it says the words that I truly believe in, which is wild geese. And that always brings a little smile to one of the students that I'm working with. So if you would like to contact me, my details are tim@time4worldpeace. That's time, numerical 4, worldpeace.org. And I would love to use this platform to continue to spread the message of peace. And I'm hoping that you would take it on board and activate your alarms as I do at 4 o'clock and reach out to make peace with somebody in your world.
Now we're moving on to King's Cross Summer Sounds, and both myself and Ian attended a lovely little festival. It was actually a week-long festival, and this is just a clip from part of it. It was a folk family Sunday, and it was a wonderful band called Gardarine. Now, they take old English tunes and they add their own groove to it, so they modernise it, a sprinkling of their own ideas. And it's amazing, modern, and really, really got everyone up and dancing. It was lovely, fun, lots of different age groups, so I hope you enjoy it.
And I think that the only thing just to add to that as well on that bit is that most of the music that they have discovered from the 17th and 18th century has been left undiscovered for centuries now. So, and they've just suddenly discovered it. So it's a wonderful piece. Watch this.
Thank you all very much. We've just got time for this last one. It's called The Folly of Youth. Thank you for being a fantastic audience. Thank you to all the sound crew. And thank you to everybody for having us here today. Hope you've had a lovely time. We'll see you soon.
And now we've got some lovely fashion clips for you to see. I hope you enjoy. And this is Global Fashion Week, hosted by the wonderful Ivanka and Company. And it was a fabulous event, really fabulous, at John's Hyde Park. And this was a completely iconic fashion gathering. And we experienced elegance, style, and the latest trends on the catwalk. Enjoy.
So welcome back. And now we have a very, very special guest this afternoon on the show. It's Professor Vladimir Zhisenko. And this man is incredible. And the story that he is going to talk about now, about cancer involvement, is nothing short of miraculous. Professor, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
So can I start off?
and welcome in our audience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bless you. So can I start with our first question is that, can you talk about your days in the 1970s and really the discovery you made at that time?
It's a very interesting history and rather sad history. In the sad 70s and 80s, during the Soviet era, in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv City, I am a young specialist who had graduated from the National Medical University, worked in the specialized laboratory at the Institute of Molecular Biology and Genetics of National Academy of Science of the Ukraine, under the guidance of Dr. Zoya Uspenskaya. Our team worked on the development of the immunological method effective for treatment of various types of cancer in its final 4th stage, the stage of distant metastasis. It's known in patients in this stage of cancer, the survival statistics are most dismal. Using the method, the first 6 weeks, we first successfully treated horses with the naturally occurring tumors, as well as rabbits with the artificially induced tumors. In doing so, we used our own know-how product, a special immunological methods, which we called reversing. The results were remarkable. 100% completely recovered in horses, 83% in rabbits. The animals not only survived, but also regained their vitality, coat color, and even sexual activity. Moreover, we observed the restoration of organ damaged by tumors, so-called organotypic regeneration. A very interesting fact. For example, the structure of rabbits' eyes, liver, kidney, and others completely destroyed by tumor metastasis was restored to almost normal condition. The cancer cells themselves began to differentiate into normal cells. It was like a miracle. But its miracle was officially registered at several state research institutes by authoritative independent expert commission and confirmed by documents including photo. Based on these results, we received permission for the limited use on this technique on the patient whose condition was considered completely hopeless by official medicine. In some patients, we achieved complete remission from the various types of cancer. But unfortunately, the fate of our research, the team of scientists and the laboratory itself has been dramatic. The leader of our scientific team, Dr. Uspenskaya, died suddenly in the early 80s. The laboratory was disbanded and all documents related on the research were handed over to the archives and classified. This practice was the rule rather than exception in the Soviet Union.
Gosh, that's really spectacular. Thank you for sharing that. So you've developed this innovative development, this approach to the treatment, which is obviously very different, and it treats these malignant cancers as I understand it. And this is just for stage 4 cancer, so right at the end.
Yes, but the small team of scientists who had conducted youth experiments set themselves several tasks. The first, to create a theory that would explain the phenomena observed. The second, to collect documents on the research conducted from various sources. The third, to practically create and develop innovative treatment technologies. And the fourth, that tells the world about the research and try to interest authoritative scientists, research centers, and other structures that support startups in it. Our team has belonged more 40 years of scientific and creative activity to the implementation of this super task. Based on the latest world scientific advances, we have created a new concept of cancer development. Traditionally, cancer has been, still is, viewed as chaotic rebellion of cells that have escaped the control of regulatory mechanism. During this rebellion, the immune system, also designed to combat such a phenomenon, is unable to protect the body from tumor killer cells. But unfortunately, statistics tell us that despite all the efforts and huge investments made within the framework of this approach, cancer mortality worldwide continues to rise and in absolute terms. We assumed, what if such a dramatic result was a consequence of our incorrect view of mechanisms of cancer development? What if a cancer cell is not killer cell, but embryo-like cell, and cancer mimics to evolutionary process to early pregnancy regulation refined over millions of years? This is one of the most important reasons why cancer is difficult to fight.
Gosh. Professor, you were officially invited to the 4th International Cancer Conference in Dubai recently. Can you just talk a little bit about that, please?
Our concept of the mechanism of cancer development and innovative approach to its treatment in the late stages using immunological methods has attracted considerable interest in international scientific circles. Following to our scientific publication, I was invited to by USA organizers to participate in the 4th International Cancer Conference in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, on May 2025 as a chairman and keynote speaker. Since that time, we received a numerous official proposals to participate in a prestigious oncology forum or published in scientific journal worldwide on a regular basis.
So, just to clarify, so you challenged the conventional approach to cancer treatment. You challenged it, and you gave your positive way of moving forward, your innovative method of curing stage 4 cancer.
Now we're not alone. Recently, the scientific team of South Korean Institute of Advanced Science and Technology, CAST, have discovered a molecular switch for reverse development of cancer cells and proposed a treatment technology that does not kill cancer cells, but returns them to state close to normal cells. This fully confirms our innovative concept and fundamental idea about the reversal of cancer cells into healthy one. We invented many years ago. This is very good idea and very good news for us.
That's the Case Korean Institute. Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. So that's the Case Korean Institute, I think you were talking about there, which is great to hear. Thank you very much, Professor Vladimir Shchevenko. It's interesting because obviously here we are in the UK and you are in Ukraine, and you're giving us lots of information about your development, which we thank you for.
Yes. So finally, Professor, thank you. Finally, Professor, do you think that you've given humanity a new cure for cancer that does not destroy everything in its path?
If we talk about the deep philosophical basis of the new approach, we reject a concept of hatred in oncology, where all medical actions are aimed at killing cancer cells. You know, cutting, poisoning, killing with radiation, etc. We're replacing it with the concept of love, where opportunities for normal development and differentiation are created for cancer cells. Not only as immunologist, but also as a doctor of philosophy, this approach is very close to my heart. At the moment, we have the following: own innovative concept of cancer, own unique product, biotechnology, international team of professional scientists, signed cooperation protocols with a number of authoritative scientific institutions in the different countries, in particular with the Fujairah State Genetics Center in Arabian Emirates. Due to difficult military conditions of modern Ukraine, you know, we are unable to carry out our plans to launch our demo test and scientific project on the domestic platform and promote the technology in the market. Now we are considering various international scientific platforms for our startup and are actively working to attract interested partners or donors to our joint scientific project. Giving humanity a new cure for cancer that does not destroy everything in its path, but revives the ability to cancer cells to form healthy tissues is our mission. We believe that God will support us in our movement.
Professor, thank you so much for your time today. I hope before too long you may be able to come even into the studio and talk to us even more about the journey that you are really participating on at the moment. It sounds fascinating. I think, Helena, don't you find it so?
Yeah, I do. Part of me, I would like to know what motivated you to start this all these years ago. But it's really good to hear that you have this biotechnological platform and you have a team that you work with. It sounds that you are sort of on a startup route as well. So I wish you all the luck, and
Absolutely.
we really hope that we we can help in some way.
Yes.
I'm sure our viewers will be very interested.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And obviously I'd like to thank Helena Chard from ALB UK, who actually introduced us all for this segment of the show as well. You're a fascinating professor, absolutely fascinating. And I hope as things progress, you may come back on again and talk about your progress. So thank you for appearing this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you for good words, for your good wishes, and I wish you the best things in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was going to...
We hope you've enjoyed the show again today. Helena, what have been the highlights of today's show?
I just love it. What a plethora of different subjects. My goodness. Cancer treatments, the Royals, always fabulous. And Fiza's wonderful photography. Miss World. And I love Tim's, his 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Reminding us of peace.
There's some of the most amazing things that we see. So we hope you've enjoyed the show. We're adding concepts to the show all the time. Please write in if you feel that there's other things that you would like to see that we can include on future shows as well. So from me, Ian Pelham Turner.
And from me, Helena Chard.
Again, just thanking you at the end to Helena Chard from ALB UK TV and Dr. Jacqueline Kerback from USA Global TV and Radio. We will see you next week. Stay tuned.
Take care.
Bye for now.